All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got some clouds out there. We got some clouds out there. It's still damp, crappy out. I thought they said this was all supposed to be moved out by 5 yesterday, 5 in the afternoon or something. But we still got a bunch of clouds around here. So, this is perfect weather for that. But the title of this video speaks for itself. Is America ready for its demise? Is the religion ready for their demise? Uh, No, it's the land of the pedo factory or whatever it is they're saying. So, yeah, it's just another day in America, folks. Just another day. Once again, all glory goes to God. Thanks for another day, Lord. I am having some coffee, chilling. You know, I've been over at other chats, people complaining. We report these people. How come nothing gets done? I don't know. I have no idea. They got people running around on the YouTube streets that they shouldn't. They shouldn't be running around on the YouTube streets. Um, it's almost like you got to give YouTube, when you report these people, give YouTube an alternative, right? Give them an alternative. They're literate. That's why the government is so pissed off right now, is because we're actually watching these people on YouTube, uh, and they're promoting in real life bad things. So it's pretty crazy if you ask me. But it's just another day, folks. What can you do? I was over at JLR's this morning watching the sharks feed off of the people in the ocean, and they had a ferry explode, and people had to jump off. Thousands of people inside of the ocean, and sharks are starting to come in and feed off of them. All right. I am sitting here listening to uh, Return to Sender church stuff. I've had enough myself. All this stuff is literally, the whole thing is planned to drive people crazy. MK Ultra or whatever you want to call it. And it's finally worked. The whole USA is now crazy. It's almost like the more the government comes out and says everything's fine, the more the Lord comes along, or whoever it is, it just totally smacks them in the face with it. Like it's not fun. The world's pretty much at a demise. You know, I'm babysitting this dog, and I'll be danged if that dog didn't wake me up early this morning. Wanted to eat. Oh God, I'm gonna have to go to bed earlier and wake up earlier when I have when I'm babysitting this dog. Well, maybe we can get some.
If you open the Bible without belief and just read it, something quickly becomes clear. The God described in its pages doesn't behave like someone all good or all loving. He behaves like someone deeply insecure, often violent, and frequently unjust. Not just by modern standards, but even by the moral understanding of the time in which those texts were written. In the story of Noah, this God kills nearly every human on earth: men, women, children, even animals that had nothing to do with anything. Why? Because humans were disobedient. So instead of helping them learn, this God drowns the entire world. That's not justice. That's not wisdom. That's rage. If a human ruler did that today, we would call them a monster. Later in the story, we meet Abraham. God commands him to kill his own son just to test his loyalty. This isn't morality. This is psychological abuse. No moral being would demand that from anyone. Testing someone's love through the threat of murdering a child isn't a test of faith. It's a test of obedience with a price far too high. And then there's Job, a man who is faithful, kind, and righteous. But Satan challenges God, claiming Job is only good because his life is good. So what does God do? He allows Satan to destroy Job's life, kill his children, and cover him in disease, just to win a bet. What kind of being plays games with human suffering to prove a point? Job did nothing wrong, and yet everything was taken from him to satisfy a divine ego. There are hundreds of such moments throughout the Bible. Slavery isn't just permitted, it's regulated. Human beings are treated as property. Rules are given on how hard you can beat your slaves, not whether you should own them at all. You can sell your daughter. You can keep foreign slaves forever. If the Bible came out today as a new book, it would be banned in most countries under human rights law. This is the God people are told to worship, not just respect, not just believe in, but worship. praise, love, or else. Because if you don't, this same God promises eternal punishment. Not for crimes, not for harm, not for cruelty, but for disbelief. Even if you're kind, even if you're honest, even if you spend your life doing good things, if you don't believe in this particular being, you're condemned to eternal suffering. What kind of mind invents a place like hell? A place of never ending pain. Not for learning, not for change, just pain, forever, for people who simply didn't accept a story, or were born into a culture that taught them something else. That isn't justice. That's not a loving creator. That's control through fear. That's what tyrants do. And calling it divine doesn't make it better. It
Ah, I wonder if the world is ready for what's coming. Oh, what a day. Man, I tell you what, I woke up, I feel like there's 100 people in me, all smokers and probably all in pain. I went down. But other than that, it's a great day, Lord. Just another day. Let me put some peanuts out there and see if we can get some squirrels to come in. All right, I just put some peanuts out there. I went out there and there's a giant frog out sitting next to the bear. I got a bear statue on the patio. It kind of spooked me when I was walking back in. I seen something jump. It's a frog. Well, we got a lot of rain and it's damp out there, so these frogs probably are all up. He's he's kind of big too.
because it hides behind the language of love while offering only threats. In Exodus, God hardens Pharaoh's heart repeatedly, just so he can show off his power through plagues. He could have ended it at any time, but he didn't. Instead, he kills Egyptian children in the final plague, children who had nothing to do with Pharaoh's actions. What kind of morality is that? In Deuteronomy, the Israelites are commanded to slaughter entire towns, including women and children, not just to win battles, but to completely destroy the enemy's culture, to erase their language, their gods, their lives. This isn't spiritual guidance.
Cool any room in 90 seconds with this NASA-engineered affordable device. It's smaller than a
Cultural genocide written into scripture. And through it all, this God demands worship, constantly. It's not just about behavior, it's about recognition, submission, fear. You must fear the Lord, says scripture, again and again. What kind of love is built on fear? What kind of goodness needs constant praise to feel real? If we found these behaviors in a person, we would not call them holy. We would call them dangerous. But because these actions are attributed to a divine being, many people excuse them, or ignore them, or pretend they don't exist. But they do exist. The stories are there, in black and white, and they are brutal. The Bible even says that God is jealous. That's not a metaphor, that's a character trait. An all powerful being who supposedly created galaxies is somehow jealous of human attention, jealous of statues, jealous of other gods people might invent. That isn't love, that's insecurity. Think about this. If you had a friend who demanded constant praise, punished you for disagreeing, tested you with pain, and threatened you with harm if you left the friendship, you wouldn't call that love. You'd call that abuse. The moral bar for the God of the Bible is set lower than we'd accept in any other part of life. If a teacher treated students like this, they'd be fired. If a parent did, they'd lose custody. If a partner did, we'd call it toxic. But somehow, when it's a deity, people call it holy. Nowhere is this clearer than in the concept of original sin. According to this doctrine, all humans are born guilty. Not because of anything they've done, but because of something an ancestor supposedly did thousands of years ago. What kind of justice is that? If a court punished children for crimes their great-grandparents committed, it would be seen as a deep violation of fairness. But religion celebrates this idea. Not only are you guilty from birth, you must accept this guilt and beg for forgiveness to be saved. This is not the language of healing. This is the language of control. Even Jesus, who is often presented as a figure of peace, says that anyone who doesn't follow him will be cast out. He speaks of eternal fire. He brings not peace, but a sword. He separates families. He calls a woman a dog when she begs for help. These are not the words of an enlightened teacher. These are the words of someone upholding the same tribal exclusivity found throughout the Old Testament. The message is always the same: obey, believe, submit, or suffer. And yet, millions are taught this story from childhood, before they have the tools to question it, before they can see the contradictions, before they can ask if this God even deserves respect, let alone worship. Children are taught that questioning is rebellion, that thinking is dangerous, that doubt is a sin.
Yeah, it's no wonder America's not in good shape. Oh, well. All right, I put some peanuts out there. Hopefully we can get some squirrels in. Let's take a break from that. You know, on this channel, we're always expanding our mind and opening our mind and always thinking outside the box.
And that is perhaps the cruelest part of it all. Not just the violence of the stories, but the conditioning that makes people accept it as love. A child taught that love means punishment will struggle to understand healthy love. A mind taught that questioning is evil will grow up unable to reason freely. And a society that treats fear as a virtue will never be truly free. People are often told that the God of the Bible is the foundation of morality, that without him, we would have no sense of right or wrong. But when we actually look at the actions attributed to him, we don't find a model of justice. We find a long record of cruelty, favoritism, and indifference to suffering. This God allows slavery. He demands war. He punishes generations for the sins of their fathers. He shows favoritism to one tribe over all others and encourages them to kill and conquer in his name. That's not morality. That's tribal politics dressed up in religious clothing. The Ten Commandments are often held up as the core of biblical morality. But take a closer look. The first four commandments are entirely about loyalty to God. No other gods, no idols, don't misuse his name, and keep his holy day. These aren't moral rules, they're loyalty tests. Only six deal with how humans treat each other, and even those are limited. There's nothing in the commandments about slavery, rape, or genocide. Nothing about kindness to strangers, or equality, or mercy. Things we consider deeply important today aren't even mentioned. And those commandments are later buried under a mountain of rules about animal sacrifice, priestly clothing, and food restrictions, laws that seem more obsessed with ritual than with justice. This God gives instructions on who to kill and when. He allows the stoning of children for being disobedient. He demands death for gathering wood on the wrong day. He orders mass killings and yet calls himself loving.
I always wondered if this world was conquered by the pen. It wasn't was did the devil use his pen to put us all in bondage from day one? Who knows? Alright, so I put some peanuts out there. We got water, and we got peanuts out there for them little boogers. And I hope they come in and feed before we get more rain. I can tell you what, with all this rain, my tomato plants are doing good. I'm just sitting here with little Sophie. I fed her breakfast. And just sitting here. She was rolling around on the carpet like a goofball. I'll tell you what, she gets up early. And she will make sure that you get up to feed her. What are you doing, sweetie? What are you doing? Come on. I don't know why she goes right to the most of the wires, plugs or whatever. She'll just walk right through them and rip everything out. She always takes the hardest way around places. I'm like, no, come through here. Come this way, and she'll go the other way. Next thing you know, there goes the computer, the wires, everything. Why don't you lay down? You ate your breakfast. It's time for a nap. She's rolling around on the carpet here. Rolling around like a fish out of water. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's just another day. I wonder if we're going to get any more rain today. Let me check our radar. Well, it looks like we might have some more rain coming. No, yeah, we got some more rain down to the south of us, but it looks like it's probably going to make its way up there. We're going to switch to the old radar. Hold on a minute here. Let's get in there and check this out. Holy mac and tuna. A lot of rain, a lot of moisture in there. Oh, holy cow, look at it. It looks like a giant jellyfish. Like some kind of an entity is creating a storm. Well, it's just moving along, it's moving along, it's moving along, and then all of a sudden it becomes this thing. It's a monster. But it's looks like it's dumping a lot of rain. That would explain why it's cloudy today. When they said this thing was supposed to be out of here by 5 yesterday. This always happens when we have festivals. I would not promote these festivals over the internet or over the news anymore. Somehow promote them some other way. But it seems like whenever they find out we're going to have a festival, a great day with family and food and everything in Chicago or even out here comes the bad weather. Sounds like a curse. Well, we hope the people in Chicago that are having the great fest today are safe. And we hope the barbecue pits are burning and the meat is a cooking. And the same thing for Indiana, too. We hope these people are at least enjoying some warm food and cover from the rain, but it don't look like it. It looks like this might just be cloud cover and not producing any rain. I'm not seeing no raindrops out there. I'm not seeing it. Let me post my weather station in the chat. There you go. Accurate, rather. I also watch Channel 22, WNT Titties, or whatever it is, WNTTITs, boobies, whatever. Great channel. Also Channel 16. Internet weather or whatever. They're a great channel too. Great looking ladies. But there you go. This thing has turned into something. Now, if you rotate that photo, it does look like a giant alien with eyes. If you rotate it, I'll show you where it looks like it right about. Watch, it'll bloom. It'll blossom into something. There it is. It's becoming the alien face. That's just crazy, isn't it? It's Paradorminumini, which is a brother of Paradormium. That's crazy. It's almost become like an octopusy or some kind of a jellyfish or something when it's moving along. Like a serpent or something. Well, hopefully everybody is enjoying their Sunday and their festivals. All right, let's listen to a little bit of what these people think. Their thoughts on the Lord and the Bible.
Not warned, not forgiven, executed, because he broke a rule about a particular day of the week. If that were the act of a ruler today, we'd call it tyranny. But when it's in the Bible, it gets called sacred law. Why? Because faith discourages questioning. That's the defense mechanism.
All right, this feels almost illegal to know, but our windows were so old and just desperately needed to.
If you question, you're told you lack humility. If you doubt, you're told you're proud. This is how abusive systems protect themselves, by blaming the doubter, not the rule. You can't ask why God allowed slavery, because the answer is always that he had a plan. You can't ask why he kills innocent children, because the answer is always that we don't understand his ways. You can't ask why eternal punishment is moral, because the answer is always that we are sinful and deserve it. But what happens when you step back and say, no, that's not enough. That's not a good reason. That's not a good plan. Then the mask slips. Because without the shield of mystery, the behavior of this God doesn't look wise. It looks brutal. Take the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. God is angry with the people in those cities, so he destroys both cities completely. Men, women, children, animals, everyone. And Lot, the one man he spares, offers his own daughters to be raped by a mob. This is the man God saves. That's the moral example. And what's Lot's reward? He and his daughters flee to the mountains, where his daughters get him drunk and sleep with him to continue the family line.
Come on, babies. Come on. What are you doing? Hold on. I think she's getting old. Like her, I think her. What? I'm right here. Come on. Come on. I think her sight is getting bad. I think she's getting older. Come on. I'm right here. Come on. Follow my voice. Come on. All right. Come on. You want to sit in my lap? Come on. All right. Come on. Come on. Boy. Boy. Boy, you're so big now. I know you did a big baby. You did a big baby. Oh, you want to give me kisses? You want to say anything to these people? Hold on. Say anything? You want to say anything? You want to? No? No. I thought maybe you want to say something. Yeah, so I think she's getting older and her eyesight is starting to grow. What are you doing? Huh? You alright? Yeah? Alright. Boy, they really cut all their hair off. But you know, it's winter, it's hot out. Probably better for her. I'll tell you what she loves. She loves sitting in your lap. What are you baby doing? Booty booty boo. Alright, come on. Oi. Alright, where were we? Yes, let's continue.
the story. That's in the Bible. These are not stories that reflect moral clarity. They reflect chaos, control, and brokenness. The Bible isn't just inconsistent, it's filled with contradictions in character. God is called loving, but acts with rage. He's called just, but punishes the innocent. He's called merciful, but rarely forgives without blood. What kind of morality is that? What kind of mind needs a death to forgive? Even Jesus, who is often used to soften the image of the Old Testament God, speaks of eternal judgment. He tells parables where people are thrown into outer darkness, where they are cut into pieces, where the fire never stops. He says that unless you hate your family, you can't follow him. He curses a fig tree for not having fruit, even though it was out of season. He drives demons into pigs and lets them drown. These are not the actions of someone all-wise and peaceful. They are the actions of someone wrapped in a worldview of punishment and control. And always, it comes back to belief. Not action, not kindness, not justice, but belief. You must believe, or you will burn. That is the foundation. That is the central threat. And if you read the Bible honestly, it's clear that this God is not interested in freedom. He is interested in submission. He wants obedience, not understanding. He rewards loyalty.
This is how to get in shape fast.
Come on. Lay down. Good God, she already ate. What time is it? No, you are not eating again. It's 10:30. Don't even look at me with them eyes. No. Here she comes. No. N-O spells no, young lady. Look, there she goes through all the chords. The microphone chord, every single chord. Come here. My God. Woman. I mean, I know you're a dog, but why you gotta take the most obstructed path when there was a clear walking area right here for you, little lady? I don't know why she's always got to go right through all the chords. She just walks right through them. I'll just yank my microphone down. I don't know, this little lady is very temperamental. Well, I understand. I understand. Ah, what another day of dampness and clouds, but it's still a good day. Well, thank you, Lord. Don't kill me.
Why do you think people were burned at the stake in his name? Why were heretics tortured? Why were women executed for being witches? Why did slavery flourish under Christian empires for hundreds of years? Because the book they followed gave them permission. It didn't forbid it, it supported it. The God of the Bible is not a God of human rights. He is not a God of liberty. He is not a God of reason. He is a God of rules, of violence, of unquestioned authority. Even the concept of salvation in Christianity is based on someone else's suffering. You are told that someone had to be tortured and killed so you could be forgiven, and that you must accept this blood payment or be punished forever. What kind of system is that? What kind of justice demands blood to forgive? That is not moral. That is tribal, ancient, and deeply broken.
Yikes. Let's check in on our weather. Yikes. Check in on our local weather today. As you can see, we have some kind of a storm that is slithering across the United States like some kind of a giant octopusy or some kind of a serpent glob or something, who knows. But it's the Lord's Day, so we're just going to chill and all glory goes to God. Amen. You know, I wonder if I should put her up on the couch because she likes to sit on the end of the couch on the armrest and look outside and watch the birds go by and bark. But right now she's laying down by the door because I got the door open, and she's laying on the rug in front of the door, just chilling. I think she's hoping to hear a bird or a squirrel, so she can start growling. Oh, well, she can be hungry when she wants to. I know she's just a little Yorkie, but even Yorkies can be hungry. She's sniffing around. I think she's picked up a sun tongue. One of the squirrels or something. She ain't after night. What is she? Oh my God. She's looking at me like, are you going to feed me? And no, I'm not, because it's only 10:30 and you ate at 8 o'clock in the morning. And you can't eat every 2 hours. Come on. My God, my 'tis a thee, sweet land of liberty, 40 ICEP, Clown Posse. What is it that slithers across this country? I don't know what it is. Not good. I mean, this is right out of the Brave 300 movie, right? And they came and tried to get us to become one of them. But as we set up the hot gates, they sent their demonic storms that slithered across the lands.
And yet, people continue to say that without this God, there can be no morality, that without him, everything would fall apart. But the truth is, morality doesn't come from this kind of God. It never did. We didn't learn compassion from genocide. We didn't learn kindness from threats of hell. We didn't learn justice from a God who punishes the innocent. We learned those things from experience, empathy, and reason. And the more we moved away from biblical law, the more just our societies became. Women gained rights not because of the Bible, but despite it. Slavery was abolished not because scripture condemned it, but because humans finally realized it was evil. The Bible was used to defend it for centuries. Segregation was justified with verses. Misogyny was defended with verses. Even war has been declared in the name of this God. So, if morality depends on him, why does following him so often lead to harm? Because this God is not moral, not by any standard we would accept today. And if we are honest, we should not ignore that. We should not excuse it. We should not let loyalty blind us to cruelty. If a being created the entire universe and set the rules of right and wrong, then those rules are a reflection of his character. And if those rules include slavery, genocide, rape, and eternal torture, then we must ask, what kind of character is that? Not a loving one, not a just one, not a good one. In every major religion, people create gods in their own image. But the God of the Bible, if you strip away the worship and the rituals, doesn't look like the best of us. He looks like the worst of us. He behaves like a violent ruler, not a moral guide. He reacts like a jealous king, not a wise teacher. He punishes like a dictator, not a parent who wants understanding. This isn't just about reading the Bible literally. Even when people interpret the stories as metaphor or myth, the message remains consistent: obedience above all else. Abraham is praised for his willingness to kill. Job is praised for enduring suffering without question. Moses is denied entry into the promised land for a minor disobedience. Lot's wife is turned into salt for simply looking back.
There are two types of people who should avoid taking gabapentin.
Well, you don't want to take that gabapentin. We know that much. Avoid the gabapentin, whatever that is. Yeah, geez. I wonder if this guy is still alive that made this video. I'm gonna have to check it out. See if he's still alive. Oh, jeez.
We would not accept these standards anywhere else. A workplace that demanded this kind of submission would be called toxic. A family that punished doubt would be called abusive. A government that demanded constant praise and threatened dissenters would be called authoritarian. But in religion, we are told that these things are signs of divine love. We've accepted a lower moral standard for a being who claims to be perfect. And it goes deeper than just a few stories. This God claims to have created every part of us: our bodies, our minds, our emotions, our desires. Then he punishes us for the very things he built into us. He creates humans with sexual impulses and then condemns them for acting on them. He gives us curiosity and then calls it sin when we question.
Yikes. Yeah, I think we let the old pen dominate a world. Well, I hope we get some of the Lord's little boogers running around feeding off these peanuts before it rains. We might get lucky. That storm looks like it's just south of us. So we might not get rain until later on. Well, little Sophie, you got me up too early this morning. I'm already tired again. All right, let's check back in on this storm. See what we got going on. My God, it's blinking. It's turned into the blinking storm of the century. Yeah, it's just missing us. It's just missing up. Boy, I think they're trying to hit me with another sleep spell. Is that what's going on, Sophie? Yeah, I think they're trying to hit me with a sleep spell. Put me on. I got one more packet of that Starbucks 1 cup coffee. That stuff usually gets me zinging. I'll have a cup of that. I'll take care of this sleeping curse that they put on me. We might as well do another Brave 300. Another 300 video. As they cursed me with a sleeping spell as we got ready to defend ourselves against the slithering storm that slithered across our lands and dumped much rain, pain, and suffering. But it will not work, your sleeping curses, you demonic witches, warlocks, demons. We will continue to stay awake with Starbucks coffee, like doing a kilo of cocaine, but only drinking it in 1 cup of coffee. As we prepare ourselves for this battle against this thing that slithers across our country and pisses all over us, we'll get you. That's just another movie. I am letting the world know that I have caught the Loch Ness Monster. Now I will be transferring this monster from Loch Ness to the Great Lakes. Give me some Gucci. Lake Michigan. I know a lot of you are upset, but this is what it's. We are bringing the beast to America. And we're going to call it the Michigan Monster. Well, this little booger is sitting right next to me, laying down. She's sleeping. She's laying by the door on the carpet, sleeping. And she wakes me up to feed her, and then she goes to sleep. I need more coffee. Well, Lord, forgive them. It's obvious we know not. They do.
He gives us the capacity for doubt and then threatens us for using it. If this is design, it's a trap that starts at birth and ends only in surrender. And when you try to talk about these things, the defense is always the same. You just don't understand God's plan. But a moral system that can't be explained without mystery isn't moral, it's convenient. If the answer to every objection is you're too limited to understand, then morality becomes meaningless. You can justify anything with that excuse. In any other area of life, we reject this reasoning. If someone tells us they hurt a child because of a secret higher plan, We don't accept that. If someone tortures others and says it's for their own good, we call it evil. But when the Bible says it, people nod. Why? Because they've been taught to redefine evil as good if it comes from God. This is one of the most dangerous ideas ever invented, that morality depends not on actions, but on the source. That if God does it, it must be good, no matter what it is. That's how people come to accept genocide, slavery, and eternal torture as somehow just. But actions matter, intentions matter, and consequences matter. If the God of the Bible were a character in a modern novel, he'd be the villain. He's jealous, angry, violent, and petty. He punishes generations. He controls through fear. He demands praise. He micromanages sexuality. He treats women as property. He kills children. He creates hell. These aren't the traits of a moral being. They are the traits of a being obsessed with control. And that's what makes the God of the Bible so dangerous. Not just because of what he supposedly did thousands of years ago, but because people still worship that character today. They model laws on him. They raise children to fear him. They treat his words as unquestionable truth, even when those words support cruelty. How many lives have been shaped by fear of this God? How many children have cried themselves to sleep because they were afraid of hell? How many people have lived in shame because they were told that natural feelings made them sinful? How many have been excluded, punished, or even killed?
Yikes. Kind of makes sense why the body count is so high in America, or even on this earth. But we're back to watching this demonic storm slither its way through the American landscape, dumping and pissing all over us, and farting out tornadoes. Demonic. I think we're in the clear, though, for the next week or something. No rain. Although we got 3 days, I think, coming of 95-degree weather, plus humidity. They're saying it'd be like 110, 15. You know, I think I'm getting hungry. I think so. You know, this weather might be keeping these little boogers locked down in their nest. I seen one squirrel this morning. That was it. Oh, you decided to wake up, little Sophie, huh? What are you doing? Don't look at me with that little tongue sticking out. Like you're hungry again. I fed you. And I gave you a little treat. There's no reason you should be hungry again. But I know you're going to try and get me to feed you again, but it ain't going to work. It's not working. I know they're putting a sleep spell. Oh, she laid back down. Yeah, people are demonic. Putting a sleep spell on this little Yorkie and me. She really likes this new carpet I put down. It's pretty thick carpet. She's rolling around on it. Now she's laying down on it. I think she's got to take a nap. Or either that or they put some kind of demonic sleep spell on her. Oh, she just sneezed. What happened? What happened? Did you sneeze? Bless you. Big yawn. And now she put her head down. Time to sleep. Biggest story in my life. Let's take a look at this demonic storm that they conjured up again. Let's refresh the page before we show it. Let's go big time screen. And let's put into motion conjunction function. What's your junction? I'm sitting here waiting to be passed as. All right, let's get back to this demonic. It's blinking. Ah! Excuse me. Let's continue to watch this demonic storm. It came from the west. And possibly the Midwest. Didn't we have some dude in my channel the other day or last night claiming he was the best in the Midwest? He must have sent his demonic storms to us. What's wrong? Are we getting too close to finding the Hoppa? And you sent your demonic demon storms? I would think so. Well, the slithering demonic storm has just missed us. It spared us. And it's on its way to take out Kokomo and Fort Wayne, Indiana. You are now devoured in this demonic storm that has come from somewhere. Oh, I got a blue jay out there. Hold on a minute. I just seen a beautiful blue jay land. He's out there. I know he's out there. I seen him. He's out there. Where's he at? I just seen him fly down from the window. He's somewhere. Where'd you go, Bluebird? Bluebird singing in the dead of night. Spread your wings and learn to fly. Bluebird in the sky. Bluebirds in the dead of night. Well, he must not be. I seen him flying. Where the heck did he go? He better not be in my tomato plant.
Book. It's not just history, it's happening now. People lose their families because they question their faith. They lose jobs. They lose their place in their communities. And in some countries, they lose their lives, all for questioning a God whose behavior, if found in any other context, would be called evil. And yet we're told that this God is love. What kind of love requires fear? What kind of love demands blood? What kind of love punishes eternally? That is not love. That is control. And calling it divine doesn't make it good. It just makes it harder to question. But questioning is exactly what we must do. If a belief system demands that we stop thinking, it is afraid of reason. If a God demands that we ignore cruelty, it is not moral. If a religion tells us that morality begins with submission, then it has already failed the test of ethics. We do not need ancient threats to be good. We do not need a jealous ruler in the sky to live meaningful lives. We do not need hell to teach compassion or heaven to inspire kindness. These things come from within us, from empathy, from understanding, from care. The God of the Bible, when stripped of worship, is revealed to be deeply flawed, not because people misinterpret him, but because the stories themselves reflect the mindset of tribal men, writing in a time of war, fear, and ignorance. They created a God that looked like them, violent, territorial, controlling. And people still bow to that God today, not out of admiration, but out of fear. But fear is no foundation for morality. When people say the God of the Bible is love, they are often repeating something they were told long before they were old enough to ask whether it's true. They aren't responding to the stories themselves. They're responding to a lifetime of reinforcement through sermons, songs, family traditions, and emotional pressure. But if you strip that away and just look at the stories, without the halo, without the reverence, without the emotional fog, you don't see love. You see power. You see punishment. You see fear used as a tool. Ask yourself, what kind of being creates a world, fills it with people who are flawed by design, gives them limited understanding, surrounds them with conflicting messages, and then threatens them with infinite punishment for getting it wrong? A being that wanted obedience, not goodness. And that's the difference most people miss. Obedience is not morality. Doing what you're told is not the same as doing what is right. But in the Bible, obedience is praised above all else, even when it leads to harm. Abraham is praised for being willing to kill. Saul is condemned for sparing an enemy. Uzzah is struck dead for trying to steady the ark. These aren't stories of moral growth. They're stories of rule enforcement. They reward fear, not understanding. A system that punishes independent thought is not moral. A God that demands belief under threat is not loving. A deity that measures your worth by how much you submit is not just. And this is what makes the God of the Bible so deeply incompatible with modern ethics. He is not guided by reason. He is not bound by fairness. He is not consistent. He helps some and destroys others without explanation.
How Gen X are getting their teenage bodies.
I don't know how these Gen X's are getting teenage bodies back. I wish I would. I wish I knew how they were doing it. Yeah, I could use it myself. Sweet monkey balls. What are you doing, sweetie? I know you're sitting there waiting to eat, but you're not going to get. I'm not feeding you until noon. What time is it? In 45 minutes, 50 minutes, you'll be eating. God, this animal. No, you're not eating yet. Your parents only brought you so much food, and you're not going to eat it all in one day. And she's looking at me with her eyes and her tongue hanging out. And she's starting to bark now. Why? No. I said no. You have to wait 50 minutes. Good God almighty, this dog is only supposed to eat 3 times a day. And he thinks it's going to get me to surrender and feed it. There will be no feeding before feeding time is time. No, you don't come over here and look. Get out of the wires. Oh, son of a. Come here. Come here. Get out of there. Good God, woman. Typical woman, just tearing everything up. No, you have no respect for my feelings. You just come through here just about right. Just yanked everything out. No, don't look at me with them little eyes and the tongue hanging out. What? I can't hear you. What? She wants to say something. Hold on, folks. I can't hear you. What? What? No, you're not eating that. No food yet. You gotta wait. All right. She's not. She's whining. She wants some food, but no, her parents do not give in to her. I'm like, are you sure? They're like, do not give in to her, or she will want to eat every hour. And you can't do that. You're just a Yorkie. You're not a 100-pound pit bull or Cujo, the Alaskan Malamute or whatever it was. You're just a Yorkie. What? It ain't working on me, kid. You can sit there with your big brown eyes and your little tongue hanging out and sit right next to me whining, but no, not yet. No, it ain't working. I'll hold you in my lap, but you're not eating yet. I said N-O means no. And this is how you stand up to the animal and say no. Almost. So you got about a half hour, 45 minutes, and then you can eat. Well, her owners said do not give in to her. And if you put food out, she'll just sit there and eat it until her little heart and then she's going to crap all over the place. So I'm not here to happen. La 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 la. Oh, what a day! I just had a small piece of pepper jack cheese for breakfast. I didn't take nothing out, no sausage or anything. That reminds me, I need to go get some eggs from the store. I need to get me some eggs. Sunday, Monday. Sunday, Monday. How could you leave on Sunday, Monday? You came with no morning. How could it be? It's Sunday, Monday. Could you leave and not take me every other day, every other day, every other day? Bum, 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 bum.
The world. He wipes out entire cities. and then demands to be praised. And the deeper problem is this: people begin to reflect the God they believe in. If your God is vengeful, you will find reasons to be vengeful. If your God is exclusionary, you will justify exclusion. If your God demands suffering, you will stop questioning the suffering of others. Ideas have consequences, and the idea of a God who tortures, kills, and controls through fear has shaped societies in ways we still see today. Religious wars weren't accidents. They were carried out in the name of this God. The Crusades, the Inquisitions, the burning of heretics. These were not distortions of the faith. They were the faith, acted out by people who believed they were following the will of the God in their holy book. Even today, people use the Bible to justify violence, discrimination, and hate. They quote verses to attack women's rights, to oppose science, to deny LGBTQ people basic dignity. Not because they are evil, but because their God is. Because the stories they believe in tell them that punishment is good, that exclusion is holy, that eternal torment is justice. It doesn't have to be this way. We can hold ourselves to a higher standard than that. We can say that morality means reducing harm, increasing understanding, and respecting others not because we fear punishment, but because we care. The God of the Bible does not ask us to care. He asks us to obey. And if we don't, he threatens us. That is the foundation. And it's not just immoral, it's unnecessary. People are capable of deep empathy without religion. We are capable of cooperation, justice, sacrifice, and love, without threats of hell or promises of heaven. In fact, we are often at our best when we are acting from conscience, not fear. The God of the Bible isn't a guide to follow. He's a cautionary tale, a record of ancient people projecting their fears, their politics, their power struggles into the sky. He's not divine. He's human, deeply human. And that's why he fails the moral test again and again. When we outgrow fear-based systems, we stop needing gods like that. We stop needing to believe that eternal torture is love, that blind obedience is virtue, that doubt is sin. We stop needing to excuse cruelty by calling it holy. And that's why the God of the Bible, if judged by his actions, is not good, not wise, not just, and certainly not loving. If such a being existed, he would not deserve worship. He would deserve resistance. Because morality should inspire us to think, not to submit, to question, not to bow, to care, not to fear. And that's the true test of any system, not whether it can make people follow rules, but whether it helps them live better lives. The God of the Bible doesn't pass that test. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I'd love to know.
All right, we got a bird. It's a plane. It's a little bird trying to take a giant peanut. I still ain't got no bird food for him. I gotta get some bird food. Uh-oh. Something spooked him. Something spooked him. Sophie, did you spook the bird away? You want you? Oh my gosh, she's gonna start whining again. It's almost time for you to eat. It's almost time for you to eat. Relax. I wonder if she senses the storm. Do you sense the storm? Uh-oh, it might be the storm or somebody. Is someone hurt? Is someone hurt, sweetie? Yeah? Oh my God, this is horrible. What do you want me to do? Yeah? Feed you? All right, come on. Is that what you're waiting for? No, she's talking to me. Love is in the air, bum, 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 bum. Love is in the air, bum, 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 bum. Beauty everywhere, down, 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 down. What? All right. Oh, somebody, man. I'm gonna give her some food. The faster I give her food, the she'll go to sleep. Hold on. All right, come on. All right, I'm back. No, you ain't getting no more food. I just got in. Keep coming up. No, it's time for you to take a nap. No, don't go over. What is that on your back right there? What is that? I hope that ain't no dang tit. I don't know what that is, but it better not be. It looks like a mole or something. No, you're all right. I fed you. You ate. It's time for a night-night now. Oh, no, she wants to sit on the night. All right, come on. All right. Let's check in on our storm. We have flash flood risk. So be safe, folks. And boy, we got lucky. This thing is just right below us. It's right below us, and it is just probably, it looks like it's dumping water. Oh, look at that. Going right around us. Ooh, wait a minute, it's getting closer. We might get some rain on it. Let me look out the window. No, it ain't raining. We might have got lucky, but it's dumping some water down south there. Great googly moogly. Look at the tail of this thing. It's like two serpents, two stingray tails. It's almost like a scorpion slithering across America. Yeah, I don't know why we're not in. Hey, what's going on with that one dude that was in Break 300? Spartak. Well, we can't use him because they killed him. Right? They killed him in that movie. That was the most stupidest thing. If I was doing that, I would have left them. A couple of them guys would have lived. Well, because then you can get numerous. It's like a John Wick, like a John Constantine. You get numerous movies out of it. But the only thing we could do is bring that dude back as his son, the son of Sparta. That's all we could do. Because he did at the end of that movie. I think he had a son already. And he grew up, right? So we got another Sparta. And I don't know if they can bring him back. He's the twin. He's the son of Sparta. And yeah, it could be done if we wanted to. I would have. I'll be the narrator. What kind of demonic weather did they conjure up because we took out their main forces in our hot gates? If they turned to their witchery, sorcery and demonic demons and animals. Like this Yorkie sitting next. Oh, she finally is getting in her bed. She is finally getting in her bed. Well, that's a good lady. Sleep. Yeah, but other than that, it's just another day. Let that thing move. Slither, slather, slither, whatever it is, across this country, devouring everything. So, folks, make sure you keep an eye out for my new film festival company, Toucan Chew, on these nuts, starring a new movie that I'm coming out with. I'm also working on a record, Toucan Chew, on these nuts, with the hit single dedicated to Ernie Show, the Maxter himself. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be skip tracers. So, a lot going on this year. And a lot of people want to pay me a lot of money for the name and everything. There's some things I just, I don't know, I'll think about it. But it's a beautiful Sunday, even if it's cloudy out and raining, and we got this giant slithering demonic storm that's been conjured up. It's still a great day. It's still a great day. Oh, she's chewing on the face of her toy now. So she'll be sleeping here pretty soon. Usually when she starts chewing on her toy on the face, that means she's getting ready to take a nap. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this, then you can see the storm is now entering Ohio. If you are in Ohio, Lima, and other areas, keep an eye on the weather. It does not look like we have anything major. No major storms. Well, down south there is. It's heated up down there a little bit. But it looks like mainly we're just going to get a good old-fashioned rain. And we're okay with that. We could use it. Now, we do have a crop circle that is popping up over here. Right as we get into Illinois, at the end of it, you will see a crop circle that forms. And it's a radar circle that forms when, see it right there? Perfect circle. And that is a weather crop circle, which is probably created from aliens. That's where a spaceship is. You can't see it. It's black mass. But you can only see it if you got radar. And there it is right at the end. It's up here at Illinois. And we'll see it form into a perfect circle. And that would be an alien spaceship that would suck all your brains out with straws and replace it with Boston cream filling with chocolate drizzle all over it. And look, and there it goes. There it goes. There it went. You just seen it for your own. You've seen it yourselves right here on Johnny Kramer's Great Outdoor. Stupid microphone. All right, there we go. As you can see, we're watching the storm, and there it is. There it is. And that, what, people are saying, what is it? What is it, Mr. Kramer? It's an alien. It's an alien. Spaceship. That's why the radar. See, it's moving with the storm. Oh, stupid. microphone. All right, there we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, that circular pattern up there in Upper Peninsulas of Minnesota, and entering, I think, or no, that's Iowa, or is it Iowa or Idaho? No, it ain't Ohio. It's Idaho. It's one of them states up there. As you can see, this alien ship is invisible, and all you can see is the outer ring of it, of the disk. And that's what our radar is picking up. And as you notice right now, it's actually moving with the storm, and then you can see it. There it goes. It's moving right at the tail end of it, right up here. Let me, wrong mouse. Up here in this Upper Peninsulas. Up here, it's entering Illinois and everything out there in Davenport, and that's what's creating this giant, massive, demonic, slithering jellyfish or octopusy. Yeah, that's what it is. They call it an octopusy. And yeah, that's one day this microphone will work properly. It's popping. It's stupid thing. All right. Love is in the air. Love is in the air. It's everywhere. Well, what are we at? We're going to end this video at 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. The world is finally imploded on itself, and the aliens are creating demonic storms now. There's nothing I can do about it. It's out of my hands. It's out of my hands. The front of this storm almost looks like it's taking on some kind of an eagle's head, some kind of a falcon maybe, or some kind of an eagle, a dragon or something. Who knows what this thing has become? I've never seen anything like it. I know the scientists haven't. It's almost swarming like a giant phoenix or something. I'm not sure what it is, from the ashes, or I don't know. It's probably alien. Well, we got a little bit of a hook echo down there in Indianapolis area, Kokomo. It might be storms down south there. We are ending this video at 2 hours. The little munchkin finally is in her bed. I think she might be getting ready to sleep. Why does it sound staticky? I'm gonna have to clean this microphone or do something. Testing 1, 2. Good God Almighty, what have they done? It's demonic. It's check 1, 2. It's become too much, my man. Go on without me. I wonder if I switch over to. All right. Okay, so now I'm using it. Hello? What is going on? All right, I'm using another microphone now. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. As you can see, we have this demonic storm that's coming in. Be safe. God bless everybody. And we are coming up on 2 hours where I will end this video at 2 hours. Check to see if we got any animals out there. Nada. No animals. I might sense the storm. I don't know. This microphone sounds a little bit better. I want to thank everyone for watching. Have a great Sunday. Believe in something good other than something bad. You folks have a great day. All glory to God or whatever alien ship is flying around. Whatever alien is, who knows? But have a great day. I'll be back.